Hi, I'm Resul Pookutty. You're watching me in Dinamalar.com, and I wish you all the very best. Actually, being in law was like a, in Malayalam we say idattavalam. It wasn't it wasn't something that I started to pursue. I wanted to study physics. I was in love with physics. I wanted to be a physicist. I wanted to research in superconductivity and win a Nobel Prize for India. That was my ambition. I didn't get into my master's program, so I couldn't study masters in physics. So I was not doing anything, so I just joined for law. From there, a couple of my physics friends, they said there's a course in Film Institute called Sound Engineering. So I went there thinking that it is an extension of my physics studies. So I chanced upon cinema, but I discovered cinema, I discovered sound there. So that's how it has happened. The basic qualification that you need to be a sound student in Film Institute is BSc Physics, or electronics. So I went to film school thinking that I am, going to study physics. So my choice of becoming a sound man was accident. I don't know the age. I tell you, the first time I thought I heard a sound is moving, the way you hear it in cinemas, is when you wake up in the morning. My house is the corner of a road that turns around on almost 360 degree, and opposite to my house there was a Christian guy. They go for tapping in rubber plantation. So early in the morning he gets up and goes for tapping. So when he goes, he has a radio in his shoulder, so it hangs in the strap. And in that radio, Akashvani, from that tone, from that Akashvani's announcement. And so I hear this man moving from one point, other side of my house, to in front of my house and back of my house, and he goes away. That's the first time I heard a sound is moving. First time I heard a door sound. First time I heard a sound used for narration was in radio. So it is very fascinating. My first film, there was only one print. It is never released. 25 years later, we ourselves have restored the film. When I was restoring the sound, I looked at it and said, oh, we did so much work, and it was mono at that time. There was only one track, one audio track. Today you have 5.1 sound, 7.1 sound, DTS, Atmos, so much has changed in 25 years. I was almost in tears when I saw my first film after 25 years, when we were restoring the film. And I felt that I'm still not doing as much work as I did in my first film. Okay. So I take every film that comes to me as my first film. It depends from film to film. Like just a Hollywood film that I finished, it's called Love Sonia. It's fully live film. Without live sound, that film is nothing. And we shot extensively in locations of Bombay, Jaipur, and Los Angeles, and Hong Kong. So it's a sound journey from one place to the other place. It starts in a small village in Jaipur, and goes to the big city of Mumbai, and its cacophony, and its the travails and turbulations of a city and how it affects human life, and from there to all the big cities. So it truly depends on the kind of film. A film like Remo, for example, it's a complete joyride. A 2.0 is like a different kind of space altogether. So every film's approach is different. Everything is taken differently. No, I never thought I will win an Oscar. Sitting there, I thought I can hear mistake in dialogue. The opening dialogue of the film, I can hear mistakes, technical mistake. I'm sitting and thinking, just for that one mistake, I will not get this award, So when it came, even today when I look at the video, I don't remember getting up and going to the stage. It was like I was dead and gone to heaven and came back. Complete blackout. Well, we do a lot of research. I have a team who gets into it. Depends upon every film. When we were doing a film we were doing a Swedish film, a Nordic film. We really have to do research and find out what are the birds in that region, and go to Norway, record. Do you know that the sound of Baltic Sea and sound of Arabian Sea sound different? Sound of a sea is different in different parts of the world. See, first I have to experience it. It is my experience that I transform and transfers to my audience. So it is my first my experience. When the script is locked, we start working from the very, very beginning onwards, and we conceive a sound, and we go about, shooting is collecting raw material, it's like that. And at the post-production stage, we see that those concepts have been materialized. How can you enhance that? How can you take the audience to a different emotional plane? That is what we do with sound. I think every film is challenging, Very difficult. I go through the biggest torture in every film, because everything have to be different. I have my own freedom. Yeah, probably the only thing that I earned over the last many years of work is freedom of expression. People come to me because they understand and they know that I add a certain value to the film, and they give me that space. I do one big film a year. I do 3-4 small films in a year, and so that I can expand, learn. It's not money every time. No artist in the world, unlike a sound man, suffers so much. I wrote a book called Sounding Off. When I read that book to readers, I didn't feel anything different. What I have written, everybody's understood. But when I do a film, 40% of the film is what I have done is only goes to the audience. Because the theater and the sound system and the picture, the intensity, the luminosity of the picture, everything have to be standardized to a world-known standards. That is the biggest problem. So as an artist, my work is not being seen by people the way I have done it. That has been the biggest problem of every film technician. I was supposed to work on Bahubali because of various other reasons I couldn't work on Bahubali. I thought it's an amazing experience. See, the technology is trying to understand how immersive is sound. Sound has ability to take the audience inside the picture. Atmos, 11.1, Auro 3D, all these technologies are trying to physically find that expression. Ultimately the core element is how can sound be immersive. How can make you, for example, how can I make you feel cry or take you at the edge of a tear but not drop it and keep you there. That will be the biggest thing. So I think sensitivity of an artistry is more important than the whole technology. When I did a film like Blue, for example, 45 minutes of that film's climax happens under the sea. So it starts on top of the sea, then it goes 30 feet deep, then it goes 80 feet deep, then it goes 100 feet deep, and 150 feet deep. Have you heard a sound under the sea?
No.
Have you ever dived to hear? You can't hear. then you have to imagine. So it is my imagination. I am telling you this is how it sounds.
You have to believe us. We have to believe you.
I have to make you believe. I have to make you believe.
Yes.
And how do you feel that this is 80 feet deep and this is 50 feet deep and this is 150 deep? You know, it's a way you process sound. It's a way I make you believe this is it and nothing else. You know, that is a task. As a filmmaker, yes, I think I can understand them, because everything that I do in a film is a reality that I create for them. You know, a reality that convinces me first and then I transpose to them. A composition will have a structure. That is not the grammar. Indian classical music has no grammar. It has a structure. That's why one raga performed by the same person in different occasions, different performance, or different expositions. That's a beauty. You know, it's only in Indian classical art that the artist is more important than the art. You know, Tamil, there's only two films. There's Remo and 2.0. Then there's a Malayalam film that I'm doing, Kamala Das, and there's a Marathi film I'm doing. There's a couple of Hindi films that is on. I just finished a Hollywood film.
Remo and 2.0.
It's a complete entertainment. You know, Remo, and so 2.0 is a Talaivar film. What is more to say? You know, you just sit and salute. Hi, I am Resul Pookutty. You're watching me in Dinamalar.com and signing off. Thank you.